How do you know when they are ready for the MLB? You don't. Just like in real life, you never know when they're going to be ready. There's just so much that goes into, taking a chance. So Vioria, I called him up from Double A to Triple A. Now he's in Triple A. When do I know he's ready for the majors? You don't know. Dueñas, he's actually gone down. He was hitting like 330, I believe, for a long time. And look at that. Look at all those pluses. So I look at him and I say, oh, he is killing it right now. Yes, if I brought him up to the majors, he would probably do decent. He's a 64 overall, but you have to look above him. Ryan O'Hearn right now is our cleanup guy. He's hitting 294, 22 home runs. So Dueñas is going to get more playing time in AAA than he will in the pros. So right now, Gordo's getting paid $20 million a year. This is his last year. So next year, if I re-sign him, it'll be for a lot less than $20 million. As a fan, you look at that and you say $20 million for a guy who's, he's semi-producing, but for $20 million, you can get someone pretty big. You could get someone pretty big for $20 million a year. So you're like, oh, why am I paying a 30-year-old $20 million a year if he's not producing? Well, right now he's producing for us in the lineup. Right now he's doing pretty well, actually. His overall isn't very high, I guess, but he's hitting 290 for us, 14 home runs, 50 RBIs. Like, that's really good. He's lockdown left fielder. His potential isn't high, but he's 35 years old. Right now, I feel like he's worth the $20 million we're paying him compared to what another left fielder could do for us. Now, if he was hitting like 222, then yeah, we would probably try to trade him. Gordo has been on the Royals since he's come into the majors. He's homegrown since 2007 when he broke into the majors. We want to keep him around. He's been a Royal for life. We want to keep him that way. That's why I'm hoping next year I'm hoping I can drop kind of down to. I'd gladly pay him $10 million for next year. I want him to stay a Royal. Why that doesn't necessarily make sense to like some people. Salvador Perez, boom, always be a Royal. I will give him whatever money he wants to stay a Royal because that's who he is. He came up in the Royals franchise. He's a Royal, so he's gonna stay a Royal. So I'm gonna pay him whatever he wants paid to keep him here. Jake Junis, I'd trade him. Keller, I'd trade him. Bailey, trade him. Singer, Royal forever. Not gonna unless he just like absolutely tanks. That's what you have to look at. And so Witt, Royal for life. I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to release him. Mondesi, Royal for life. Not going to do anything with him. Same thing with Gordon. Until he retires, he will be a Royal. Nicky Lopez, I don't know. Because, again, this is all going to depend on... so right now he's hitting 233. So I can't see bringing him up to the majors right now. This guy I plan on getting rid of before the trade deadline, and I'm thinking I can hopefully get a left fielder of some sort that is decent and that can kind of grow behind Alex Gordon because we're going to need that. Nicky Lopez, I don't know. Like, what happens? Okay, look at him. So he's 66 overall, A potential. He's hitting 233. He's barely going up. His contact has been +1, stealing 1, base running aggressiveness has gone up 1. So if you look at that, he hasn't really increased this year. To bring him up right now doesn't make sense. It also necessarily doesn't make sense if next year he wants like a $5 million contract. Like, I'm not going to give him that. He hasn't earned it. So in that case, yeah, I'd have to trade him. But I would love to keep him because he's a homegrown guy. He's been in the Royals, farm system for years. Call them up when you think they're ready or an injury ensues. It's like Evan White. When I traded for him, he was a B potential 63 overall, I believe, but he's not having a great season down at Double A. So that's why his potential dropped from a B to a C and his overall dropped down too. And some of his statistics, like his contact versus left, has gone down. You just never know when. So, like, look at Travis Jones. He's setting 328. So I would say, yeah, he's ready to go up to AAA. So then I look at my AAA guys, and Nick Prado's hitting 264, and Dueñas is hitting 299. So where are you going to find places for him? I guess I could bring him up and put him in AAA, but we want him to have more hitting. And Dueñas will be taking all the AAA at bats, so Travis Jones won't be hitting much in AAA. Third base, Alec Boehm, perfect example here. He's hitting 295. He's killing it. He's pluses everywhere. I would love to bring him up, but in 1 to 2 weeks, Dozier's coming back. And if this injury would happen with Dozier right now, I would bring Boehm up. But at the time, Boehm was hitting just over 200. And there's no way I can bring a guy up from AAA that's hitting barely over 200 to the majors. So instead, I brought Kelvin up. And he's done decent. He's done fine. He's done his job. But like when Dozier comes back, Cuthbert or Gutierrez will probably go down because we won't need that third baseman. Yes, I would say he's ready for the MLB. There's no room for him right now to hit in our lineup, especially when Dozier comes back. There's no room. So instead of like sitting him up for a week or two and then sitting him right back down, just keep him in AAA. Gordon was ready to be called up. He's come up. He's killed it. Mejia was ready earlier. Like he's doing pretty good. I'd say his potential jumps to probably be here soon, but there's no room for him. Nick Gordon's filling in the role perfectly fine when Mondesi comes back. Left fielder, I don't have another left fielder right now, so that's an issue. That's why Yamada or whatever at second base. When Mondesi comes back off the injured reserve list, I am going to try to trade Yamada for a left fielder that has a higher potential than a C. Nick Senzel, right now he's cold. He's hitting 285. But see, this is what I'm talking about. If you want to know when to call people up, you need to look at their potential. You need to look at what they're doing now. And you need to look at kind of what they're increasing on. So let's go down to AAA here. We have two guys as our center fielders. They're both B's potential. Badu is hitting 224. He's increasing in his stats. As you can see, he's plussing in everything. His overall is going up, but he's only hitting 224, so there's no point in bringing him up. Gigliotti hitting 290 on fire. He's 23, 64 overall. He's increasing as well. Everything is plus except his speed, so he's increasing as well. If I needed to bring up a center fielder right now, it'd be Gigliotti. Khalil Lee, we have to get better from him. We have to get better from him. So he's getting pluses, but he's only hitting 185. And I can't send him down to single A because single A doesn't get at bats here. Moniak, 269. He's increasing as well. So I'm stacked at center field. And Gigliotti, if Senzel got hurt or something, or if I needed another center fielder, he would be who I call up. Because he's hitting 290. He's still increasing in all his statistics. Badu is too, but he's hitting 224. Right field, Brett Phillips hitting 274. I love it. If we needed to, he's adding pluses and everything. He's really killing it actually. Looks like his potential might be dropping a tad. I think that's because of his age. So, he's 24. He's still not in the majors. I think that's why his potential's dropping. But I would say before the end of this year, honestly, I would say Brett Phillips is up, probably playing left field. Matthias, who's one of our top guys, he's increasing too. So keep him at AAA. Make sure he's getting at bats. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. You look at their statistics. You have to look at what your team needs, which is right now a major thing for me. You need 2 catchers in every single league, so 2 catchers in MLB, 2 in AAA, and 2 in AA. Right now, I have no need for a first baseman, so Dueñas is staying in AAA until I need that. Even though I would say, yes, he is ready for Major League experience. Same thing here. Nicky Lopez, yes, he is probably getting close to Major League experience if he gets that average up. Boehm, ready for Major League experience, but I have no room for him, no need for them, so to bring them up and sit on the bench is not going to help them increase, not going to make them better. So keep them in AAA.
I know this episode was pretty much just me talking the whole time, explaining the whole team, so thank you so much if you watched it till the end. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button. Please comment down below if what I actually said in this episode kind of helped you understand when to call people up and when to send them down. Till next time, Slacker out.